Hello, my name is Laura, and in today's video I am going to share with you the route that we took in order to grow our travel blog to 6 figures. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because we get a lot of questions from people wondering, what does a normal timeline look like for a blog? When can I expect to see results? And what did you have to go through in order to get to where you are today with your travel blog? I am going to be very transparent with things. I'm going to share with you statistics and income and numbers, all of those things that are really important to know when you want to grow a travel blog.
We're Mike and Laura of MikeandLauraTravel.com. For the last 4 years, we've been traveling the world and documenting our adventures. Our travel blog has taken us to some pretty amazing destinations. We're excited to be able to share our experiences and what we learn along the way. Visit our website to stay connected or subscribe to our channel today and don't miss our weekly uploads.
Again, the purpose of this video is in no way to brag at all. It's really to share with you our journey and what we had to go through. And so when I am sharing that with you, I am going to be very transparent with things. I'm going to share with you statistics and income and numbers, all of those things that are really important to know when you want to grow a travel blog. But I'm going to start by bringing you all the way back to the end of October of 2014. I actually have all my notes in front of me, and so as you're watching this, know that I actually scrolled all the way back in all of our bank statements. I scrolled all the way back in all of the things that we do to get accurate numbers for you. So at the end of 2014, October 2014, I scrolled all the way back on my Facebook feed to find that on November 3rd of 2014, I posted my second blog post ever. And I had actually created this on a free website like Blogger or Wix, one of the two, because I didn't know that I needed to have it on its own platform and to be self-hosted. Now, I couldn't find the first blog post that I ever published, but I remember at the time I was publishing one per week, so it's based on that. And I'd say that my very first blog post that I ever wrote was the last week of October of 2014. Again, it was only to keep friends and family updated. At the time, I was living in Bangkok, Thailand as an English teacher, and my dad said, hey, why don't you start a blog to let everyone know how things are going so people can keep up with you? And I didn't know that you could make money from a blog. I didn't know that until May 22nd of 2015. And on May 22nd, 2015, I signed up for Bluehost for a 1-year subscription. And that subscription cost me $71.41 total. And this was a lot for me. $71 doesn't seem like a lot to some people, but for me, this was a lot because, again, I was living in Thailand and I was living on a Thai teacher salary of about 25,000 baht per month, which translated, and at the time, was about $700 USD. So I was making $700 a month, and giving up the $71, it was really hard for me. And I remember thinking, I'll just give this 1 year, and if it doesn't work out, then I'm just not going to renew my subscription with Bluehost. But of course, thinking, hopefully this works. And if it doesn't, I need to find something different. And I was really, really determined to make something or some type of digital nomad work for me because I had this amazing taste of travel, and I know that you probably have felt that too, and I didn't want to stop. And so I didn't want to go back to that desk job. It wasn't a right fit for me. And I actually ended up going back to that desk job until from June to September of 2015. And I spent the summer saving up and blogging aimlessly. Again, I remember at this point I had absolutely no direction. I was kind of just typing and hoping that if I wrote enough, people would recognize that I'm writing and I would show up somewhere. I have no idea what my thought process was. And I thought if I kept blogging, it's going to save me from corporate hell to put it nicely. So at the beginning of September 2015, I left for a 3-month backpacking trip to Europe, and I had quit my job. And by this time, I had posted about 30 blog posts, and I didn't make any money from them because, remember, I had absolutely zero direction. But I did have one post that ended up going viral, and it was a post called How to Travel the World as a Poor Young Adult. And I posted that to my personal Facebook page, and, mostly to my friends and family, but I actually had a ton of people share it. And it ended up, again, going viral and getting over 50,000 views within 3 days. But I didn't know how to take advantage of that. I didn't know how to monetize it. And so we made absolutely, and by we, I mean me at the time, I hadn't met Mike. I made no money from that viral post. And again, the only real guidance I had was from the shallow how to earn money from a travel blog post that I was seeing from other travel bloggers on the internet. And I know that most of them meant well, of course, but they gave really shallow tips, and it wasn't the direction that I needed as an inspiring travel blogger. And they made it seem really easy when in reality, it wasn't easy at all. And I didn't know, at the time, I didn't know what affiliate marketing was. I didn't know SEO. And after my first post went viral, that first time, my traffic ended up going right back to where it was, with nearly 0 readers per month coming to my site. And it was really crazy to see that fluctuation, because when I started to see the crazy traffic, I thought, this is it. It's working. It's working. But as soon as that post, cooled down, I had nobody coming to my site, and it was really sad. And at the time, again, I had read that it was vital to have an email list. I didn't know why, but everyone kept saying how important it was, so I signed up for an email marketing platform called Aweber. It was $20 a month, and I put a form on my site so that people could join my cool newsletter. But no one signed up for it except my mom and my dad and a couple of my dad's work friends. And my goal was to continue travel blogging as I backpacked through Europe, because remember, I quit my job and I wanted to make money, and I didn't want to have to go back to another job. But that's a lot easier said than done. It is a lot easier to make goals than to keep goals. And so after about a week in Europe, I stopped blogging, and I didn't pick it back up until 2016. And in early 2016, I decided to move to Steamboat Springs, Colorado, because the blogging thing, it just wasn't working the way that I wanted it to, or that I thought it would. And I wanted to, if I had to be stuck in a place, I wanted to live in a place where it felt like I was on vacation, or felt like I was traveling all the time, even though I wasn't. And because travel just wasn't possible, I needed to keep working. So I moved to Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and it was just that. It was a vacation. It was like living in a snow globe. I mean, absolutely amazing. If you haven't checked out Steamboat, we actually have some videos in our adventure videos, so check them out. But I got a job as a server, and I continued to blog frequently, but again, absolutely no direction. I just typed what I thought was interesting and what I thought others might want to hear. And I also used a lot of things that I saw on, what's that one? BuzzFeed, is that it? Yeah, I think it's BuzzFeed. The 10 most beautiful places to travel, or how to travel the world with no money, again, like the one that went viral. And again, it went nowhere. So in June 2016, I got an email from one of my favorite bloggers. I had signed up for her newsletter, and I read them religiously. And in the email, she was talking about this package for bloggers. And I can't remember what the package was called, but she did a really great job selling it, and basically said that the package would be the answer to all of my blogging prayers. And unfortunately, the package was really confusing to understand. They were talking about things that I had no idea what they were. They were using terminology that just didn't click with me because I wasn't to that level yet. And the package was $200. And I think it was like, it was like where a bunch of bloggers all put their info into one package and then sell it. But it went to waste. I didn't learn anything from it because, again, I just wasn't up to that level yet. And so that was one of my first investments into blogging, and it turned out to be a really disappointing purchase. Now, I want to fast forward to the end of 2016 because by this time I had completely given up on my travel blog. I had spent a year and a half on it and I wasn't seeing any money. And instead I had just wasted $200, which at the time was a lot of money for me. I was working in a restaurant, and if you have never worked as a server before, it's a lot of hard work. I have a college degree. I have a 4-year bachelor's degree, and I will say that I think that every person in the world should be a server once in their life to humble you and to make you realize that, hey, maybe I should be kind to strangers. But anyway, so $200 was a lot for me, and I worked really hard for that. So I had wasted that. I had also, by this time, canceled my subscription with my email service provider because at this point it was costing me $20 a month and nothing was coming out of it. I rarely emailed my list, and the only people on my list were my parents, really, and I could just text them. And so I went back to serving. I was a nanny, and I was walking dogs at the time. Honestly, anything I could do so that I didn't have to sit in an office all day, that's what I wanted to do. And so in 2017, I had already met Mike, we were dating, and we decided to buy a fifth wheel RV and live and travel in it around the US. And our goal was to keep moving to different places in the US every 5 months. You know, we were both in the service industry, and it was really easy for us to find serving jobs on the fly. So we figured we would just keep moving and finding work along the way. But we ended up staying in Bend, Oregon for an entire year because that didn't really work out for us, the travel idea. It didn't work out the way we wanted it. And this was actually when I started to teach English online as well. And when I started to make that remote income, it gave me an idea. And I convinced Mike to put the fifth wheel in storage in late 2018. And we started to travel to cheap places around the world. And we were living solely on my salary as an online ESL teacher. And I was making about $2,400 to $3,000 per month from teaching English online. And if we stayed in cheap places, you know, $2,400 to $3,000, it was pretty easy for us to live on that. But I wanted to travel to expensive places too, and I didn't want to be held down. We wanted to buy a house eventually, maybe have a family. And so we, I started to think, you know, if we're traveling already, as long as we're doing that, I might as well keep blogging. I might as well write about this and this experience. And so again, I started to write blogs periodically. These blog posts didn't gain any traction because, again, no direction. And I was just aimlessly writing what I thought was interesting. And so we remained at zero, and I didn't see any traffic until we posted like on our Facebook pages. But I knew that that wasn't what I needed to do to grow my blog. There's a massive ceiling when it comes to posting on Facebook and the reach that you can get. I was literally just reaching my family and friends, and I was probably annoying the crap out of them. So let's fast forward to February of 2019. Mike and I, we were living in Bali, Indonesia, and I was working 12-hour days as an online English teacher. And it was hard. And I was working those crazy hours with no breaks in between. And yes, we took days to go explore and do adventurous things, but I always had in the back of my mind, I had to come back and do another 12-hour day tomorrow. And while I, loved teaching English online, I loved the students, it was destroying my mental health. And so it was just really rough. And I wanted to, more than anything, make money from a travel blog so that it was more passive. And at the time, I was listening to a podcast that was called The RV Entrepreneur. And I had heard them talking about different things. This was actually the same time that I changed our domain name from Bella's Brews Bon Voyage. My silly little 22-year-old self thought that was a great idea. I changed it to Mike and Laura Travel. And Bluehost helped me do this. I called them up. They helped me change it. Now, like I said, I was listening to this podcast and they told me, or they said that one of the most important things you need for your travel blog is to focus on Pinterest, so that you could drive people to your site, have readers, and make money. And in my head, if it worked for them, it was going to work for me because I'm relentless and I would never not put every single last drop of effort into this, especially now knowing the alternative is a 12-hour workday. And so that's how I was going to drive traffic to my site. And so on March 27th, 2019, I purchased a course that was called Pinterest with Elle, and it was about $30. And I found it on Pinterest. And this course did actually help me get everything set up and running on Pinterest. And it taught me quite a bit about pinning and how to grow a following on Pinterest for my website. And on Pinterest, we were able to reach 1 million monthly viewers by July of 2019. So March, April, May, June, July. So 4 months later. But as I have said in the past, Pinterest is not what you want to do for your blog, because even though we were reaching over 1 million people per month, it only translated to 2,000 to 3,000 monthly views to our travel blog. So I was putting in 30 hours a week into Pinterest, and the ROI there was terrible. And ROI means return on investment, if anyone doesn't know. And so I spent so much time mastering this skill, and it just didn't help my blog the way it was supposed to. So, April 19th, 2019, I was also listening to an episode from the RV Entrepreneur, and I had heard them talking about another course for affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing was how I was going to make money from my blog. And so, of course, I went out and I purchased this course immediately. And I'm actually not going to broadcast the name of this course here because I don't think it's right. It wasn't a good course for me, and, I've heard other people have enjoyed it, but it just didn't work for me. And so to be clear, the owner of this course, she absolutely kills it with affiliate marketing. She makes like $50,000 a month in just affiliate marketing. But I don't think she quite knows how to teach others how to do it, and that was really where I struggled. But in my head, I thought, okay, cool, I'm going to learn from the expert, the best, and bypass all of this nonsense that I don't know anything about and start earning money with my site. Now, that course was $197 at the time. I'm not sure if she's increased it. And I tried to do every single thing that she said to do. Again, I am a student. I will do everything you tell me to if I know that it's going to help me in the long run. And it just didn't work because we had no traffic, and it was really hard to sell to people when there aren't any people in the first place, right? It's like when people say, pull yourselves up by the bootstraps. You can't pull yourself up by the bootstraps if you can't afford boots in the first place, right? Or if you don't have boots, right? And I didn't have that level of skill. I didn't know how to drive people to my site, and so all of this went, for lack of a better word, to crap. It didn't do anything. And so that was another bust. And I was pretty upset by this point because 2 out of the 3 courses or things that I had invested in for our blog weren't very good and didn't help me. And I was getting really frustrated, and I knew I couldn't give up. So by late July 2019, things were still moving slowly, and that's when I started to hear about an acronym that people were talking about a lot. And that acronym was SEO. And it was everywhere that I looked, everyone was talking about it. And so I finally started to look into it. But I was also pretty intimidated by this idea because SEO, it seemed kind of difficult to learn, like a new language or something. And so, but I was intrigued. It was mathematical. It was more about statistics rather than creativity, like social media and Pinterest. And I'm really good at math. I love math. And so finally I gave in and I purchased I purchased a course about SEO. Again, I'm not going to reveal the name of that course, but I bought that course on August 12th of 2019, and it was $548. But we did the payment plan, so it seemed a bit more manageable at the time. And again, we were just living off of my teacher salary, and Mike was picking up a few music gigs here and there, but we didn't have a ton of money, so it was a big investment for us. Now, again, it was even more difficult because I had just invested in 3 other things that didn't really turn out well for our blog. So why would this other one work, you know? But I did it. I took the leap and I was determined to make it work. And I didn't want to continue those 12-hour days with VIP Kid. And so on September 1st of 2019, it was about 3 weeks after we purchased the SEO course, I actually started to work on it and I dove in headfirst and I didn't look back. And so now I want to talk about like blogging income and numbers and things like that starting in September 2019. So in September, we earned $128.14 with our blog, and that was through affiliate links through Tailwind and Amazon. And then we also earned a bonus, a $100 referral bonus for helping or teaching another person how to be a teacher with VIP Kid. And they did that to get more teachers on board. There was tons and tons of students on this platform and they needed more teachers. And so I wrote about it on my blog and people would use my referral link to sign up for an online English teaching program. And I was really surprised. I was kind of the first one that we were able to get. And we made that $100 bonus, which felt like $1 million to us. But I want to fast forward a few months because this is when all of the tricks that I learned with SEO started to really pay off, and they paid off pretty quickly. And I was posting a new blog every other day. That was my goal, and I stuck to it. Even when Mike and I ended up going to Europe at the end of 2019, I still was blogging every other day. And we went to visit our friend in Scotland, and I remember saying to Mike and our friends, I said, I can't go to this brewery. I can't go to this distillery. We went to Dewar's until my blog post is finished. And I made sure that was my top priority because I wasn't going to let it fail. Sure, we were in this cool place, but if I wanted my blog to work for us, I needed to work for it, at least for a little while. Now, I was also still working 40 hours a week with VIP Kid and still making it work. I ended up going to that brewery, so, I did pull it out, but it was time crunch. I was constantly writing. But now I want to fast forward a few months because this is when all of the tricks that I learned with SEO even more paid off because in January of 2020, we had increased our traffic to 32,000 monthly sessions, and we were able to sign up for Mediavine. And Mediavine is an ad network for bloggers or website owners, and you need to have, at the time, you needed to have 25,000 monthly readers coming to your site, and you needed to prove it through Google Analytics. And I still remember the day that I came home and said to Mike that we did it. We were able to join Mediavine. And I just want to note that, again, Mediavine has since changed. They now require 50,000 monthly sessions in order to join their platform. And so just letting you know that if that's something you're going for, I encourage you to. Mediavine's awesome. It's going to make you a lot of money, but you will have to work to get there, and it's worth the work, I promise. Okay. So we didn't actually start earning money from our Mediavine ads until February, because it takes about a month for Mediavine to set up things for you and get your ads running. Anyways, so come February, we earned $3,405.09 from affiliate marketing. And that was from online ESL companies that we were promoting. That was from Amazon. We were recommending some travel accessories, and also some accessories like headphones for digital nomads and things like that in various posts. So Amazon, and then Bluehost as well. And these were companies that we already used and loved, so promoting them was pretty easy. And that's something that I highly recommend, that if you're going to start blogging, make sure that what you are putting out there and the things you're promoting are things that you believe in yourself and have verified that they are good products or services. Doing the opposite and promoting whatever is going to make you a bunch of money, it's pretty slimy, but it's up to you. I mean, all for it. I mean, you do what you want, but that's just kind of my 2 cents is it's much easier to promote and feel good about promoting something that you use yourself and actually recommend. Okay, so during that time, our blog traffic, it continued to increase through so our blog traffic, I'm just kind of reading my notes here. So as we were increasing our traffic, I decided to start a new email list through ConvertKit. And at this point, again, I didn't know what the list was for, but I knew that it was important. And then I realized that if these people are on our email list, they want to hear from us, or at least are interested in what I'm talking about, and I can just send them emails about products that I love. And so that helped a lot, and we started to earn a lot more money from our website. Now, in the month of January 2020, we added 278 subscribers to our email list, and that was huge since, again, before, it was only people that were on our list, like family members and friends. And we were able to grow our email list using Google traffic to our website, which completely stems from SEO. So we grew our list for free. And a lot of times people will say that you need to run ads in order to increase your email list subscribers, but that's absolutely not true at all. You can absolutely grow your list for free with SEO. Now, I want to jump to March because this is when we started to actually earn good money from our ads, and it started to pay out. And our traffic had increased to 46,000 monthly sessions. And I just checked, and all of these numbers are verified, and we started to average about 400 new email subscribers per month at that point. And we earned $1,007.57 from ads and $5,246.17 from affiliate marketing. And the programs we were promoting were, again, the online ESL companies I worked for, TEFL certificates. So in order to teach English online, you need to have a bachelor's degree and you need to have a TEFL certificate, which means teach English as a foreign language. And so it was necessary. And so we were promoting the one that I took, and other people found it really helpful and they would take the same course. And then we made a small kickback from the company, and that added into our affiliate sales, along with Amazon and Groupon at the time. And now we're going to fast forward to August because things continued to look up and continued to grow month after month. Even though in 2020, COVID was in full force, we were still seeing a lot of great success from our website. And that was fueled by people desperately looking for remote jobs. And I was talking about teaching and traveling, and working as a VA and traveling, and another one was copywriting and traveling. And so we got a lot of people to our website because of that, which helped us overcome the pandemic. Now, at that point, we were getting about 60,000 monthly searches. although we expected more. And again, I think a lot of that had to do with the pandemic. It kind of put a kibosh on traffic to our website, but we're still really happy with the growth. Now in August, we were steadily doing $2,000 a month from ads and $6,000 from affiliate marketing. And that's also something to point out, that a lot of people assume that the majority of the money you're going to make is from ads like Mediavine. And a lot of people will type their fingers bloody trying to get their website traffic up. And the truth is, you will earn a lot more from affiliate marketing if you do it the right way. You will still absolutely earn a bunch of money from ads. We have a student in our course that actually earns, I think she's up to $6,000 a month in just ads, but she's doing about $12,000 in affiliate marketing. And so that's kind of the difference. So keep that in mind going forward. Affiliate marketing is incredibly important. Now, once October of 2020 rolled around, our stats were unwavering and we were feeling really, really good about our blog and knowing exactly what to do and how to rank our blog posts. Every single blog post that we published went straight to the top of Google, and we were continuously growing our traffic, growing our income, and that was when I kind of started to think, you know what, like, I get this. I know what's going on. I know exactly what I'm doing. I also taught myself email marketing. I also investigated more into affiliate marketing. And it really, really helped. And I thought that people needed to know that. People really needed more direction with their travel blog, because there really isn't that much out there. And if there is a lot, it's kind of a lot of people blowing smoke, or it's really shallow stuff. And so I thought, you know what, I could easily teach other people how to do this and help them grow their websites to the point where they're making money from it too, and can travel to really cool places, not just Southeast Asia, which is still a cool place. So at that point, I started to create an outline for our course, and I actually reached out to our email list. I reached out to our Facebook groups and asked, hey, is this something that you guys would be interested in? And they were. And so I decided, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it the right way, and I'm going to seek advice from someone else who has done this before me, because I could just throw a course together and put it out there and it might be crap, And so I didn't want to do that. I wanted whoever was going to invest in the knowledge I know to get top of the line suggestions and advice from me. And so I decided it was best to invest in a course that was going to help me do things the right way and make sure that the courses I put out there were nowhere near the courses that I purchased that turned out to be junk. And so I invested in a course called Digital Course Academy. It's by Amy Porterfield, and the program was $2,000, and it helped me launch our course to teach others how to use SEO, affiliate marketing, and email marketing in succession in order to benefit and earn money from their website. Now, I launched that course in January of 2021, and now it is about 18 months later, and we've had 220 students go through our course, and have also seen amazing success from that. The people who put the work in see results. Now, I will tell you that growing our travel blog, after what I have just told you now, it was not easy. It's not going to be easy for you either. It is going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be less work with the right structure and the right advice. And so I strongly encourage you, if you haven't yet, to subscribe to our channel. I'm going to be putting out additional videos with tips and tricks on how you can grow your travel blog, with our channel here. And so be sure to subscribe and leave any questions you have in the comments. This is a very safe space. So again, any bullying in the comments is not going to be tolerated. But ask questions. No question is a stupid question. And if you are interested in our program, you can also reach out to me via email, laura@mikeandlauratravel.com, and I can send you info about our program if you are looking into that too. But either way, I would be happy to share my knowledge with you, and I look forward to diving into some of the best strategies we've used in order to grow our blog. I hope that this was helpful for you in some way, and be sure to give it a like, again, subscribe, and I will see you again next week. See you later.